Hello guys, what's up? Great. So today we want to bring to you a tutorial on how we make a double layered PCB using a no heat toner transfer. So as you can see, I have my PCB already designed and printed. So this is the back layer here, which you can see that it is as it is, right? It is as it is. Then we have the front layer. Now you can observe closely that the front layer is inverted. In fact, it's a key thing for you to observe. And then we have the front silk screen, right? Which is going to be showing us where what component is supposed to go. And because that one is on the front layer, it is also inverted, right? So now I'm going to cut this thing out because I have it printed. I printed it all out to save space. But you should observe something, that I have indicated 3 key coordinate points, which is very, very important if you want to do double layer PCB etching. You can see this plus signs here. Now these plus signs here are, so we have them here, over here, over here, and over here. Later on, I'm going to show you a tutorial of how I did this design, and then I'll show you where we place these things there. But these ones are very, very important, as it is going to help us to align all of these 3 layers so that we can actually have all of them aligned together, right? Because we're going to drill. There are vias. You can see there are vias over here. So we are going to have to drill, and they have to perfectly align. So these points here are going to help us to align these 3 layers together. Now, it should be on the copper layer so that when we etch it out, it will remain and we can see it. Which is why it should appear on the copper layer, the back copper layer, the front copper layer, and then the front silk screen. It is very, very important. So now I'm going to go ahead and cut this thing out. Then we'll proceed with the next step. So I'm neatly cutting it out, observing the boundaries. Great, so I'm cutting it out neatly. So I have my back layer. Now, this is the art paper, right? The photo paper, which is very shiny. So it's easy for your ruler to scrape the painting. So you need to be very careful on how you are placing it so that you wouldn't scrape the printing on it. And I have my front copper layer. Now, I can cut through this markup version because it wouldn't show anyway. Good. Then we have this one here. Now you observe how I don't want to put it on the painting to avoid the occurrence that I'm going to scrape. So I'm going to start with the back layer first. This is my back layer. Great. So the back layer is not inverted. But beforehand, I have already cut a double-sided PCB cloud already. And so I'm going to cut it out perfectly. I want to cut out the edges. Have this 1, 2, and cut it out neatly. Great. Now, so once you are done preparing your layouts, right, your circuit etching, see, we have our double layer here, our double clad PCB here, our double layered PCB clad. Now this thing must be cleaned and washed. I've already done that, but I'll go ahead and do it again. So we are now doing our washing. So you have some soapy solution, which will be very helpful. And you shouldn't use a very abrasive material, otherwise you might scrape it fully. So I'm washing it to take every stain away so that I can have a very clean PCB for my etch. Great, looks very good. Then I wipe it off with a tissue. Very nice tissue. To make sure that I don't have water. If I have a lot of water, you should remember that we are using a no heat transfer. So the chemicals might find it hard to be effective. We don't want to dilute the chemicals, so we are cleaning off the water so that we wouldn't dilute the chemicals. Okay, so right here, I have my acetone and ethanol mixture in a proportion of approximately 45% acetone and then 55% ethanol. I tried using ethanol alone. Ethanol couldn't dissolve this. Now the whole principle behind it is that acetone can dissolve it and remove this paint, right? So when we mix them, we have a stable mixture. When we mix ethanol and acetone, we have a very stable mixture that will dissolve the toner onto the PCB clad. So whilst I mix it, then I press it, squeeze it. It's very important. This stage is very important. If you don't squeeze it, you wouldn't have something that you like. I've tried it several times, and all those times I didn't squeeze well. It wasn't something that I liked. So you squeeze it. And I enjoy that cool feeling on my hands. You know, ethanol and acetone will easily evaporate. So they take some of the temperature, the heat energy away from my hands and makes it very cold. And I really love that. It's almost addictive, right? So you press it. If you don't press it, you may not get what you like, a desired output. So I'm pressing it, making sure. I don't know how much pressing is enough, but you should try it too, and then you can report in the comments so we see how much pressing is enough. But I'm pressing it until I see that this is enough already. And this doesn't need to take so much time. But the paper I'm using is very hard, so I may need to press it more to get it wet. So you may be asking out how to get acetone. In fact, acetone is produced in chemical shops. So you may have to buy them in chemical shop in jars. But if that is hard to find, you can get acetone in nail polish remover. In fact, they're also made of acetone. So you can get it in nail polish removers too. All right. Now comes the next part where I'm going to wrap this thing. Great. So I stuck it under a heavy load, trying to press it. For a minute. So 2 minutes is up. So I'm lifting my weight. You can see it's so flat. Then I can pick it up. Now you can peel it. But a healthy way of doing it, make it wet before you peel it, so that you wouldn't risk losing your toner transfer to the PCB cloth. making it wet. Ah, good. See, neatly transferred. Neatly transferred. I love this part. This is where all the magic is. Neatly transferred. Very neatly transferred. I doubt if I can get the same level of transfer using the heat method, which is why I love the no heat transfer method. Now, so this is the back layer. We're going to repeat the same process for the front layer. But before we do that, you remember these plus points we talked about? You see, they are neatly transferred here. So I'm going to go ahead and drill them. I'm going to drill them. So I'm going to have to drill the plus points that I placed. I make sure I really drill it accurately. So I'm drilling at the center. It wouldn't be as exact as it should be, but it will help you align the two layers. So I have my 3 layers. Now, I take some header pins here and fix them behind here so that I can correctly align great. Clean all the water here. Then I make some hole perforations in my front layer at the same coordinates. And then I place them on top of my alignment. I'm using a crooked header pin to show you that it is possible to make sure that I have neatly aligned. Oh, now once I've aligned it, but I don't even need the pins anymore. Then I repeat the same process, but very careful to make sure that I'm not having excess of this mixture going on the back layer, because it will melt out our toner transfer. This kind of paper is harder, so you need to press it and apply more acetone to it. Good, you see it's still intact. Where was I? Then I place it on a tissue again, whilst I stack up my loads on it. Very simple. My favorite book in high school, which I still study up till date. Then I wait for another 2 minutes. I'm waiting, I'm preparing my etchant, which I'm using ferric chloride. It is brown because ferric chloride is very, very reactive. So it is even rusting whilst I'm not using it. Very, very reactive. So I fetch as much as I think will be okay. The good thing is that I can reuse it. I don't have to prepare a new solution after this. Now once I'm done, I'm going to clean it, wash it, and then put it in this solution to take off the copper, to melt, to react with the copper. Now, that is why you have to transfer it on both sides, the back and the front copper, before you put it in the solution. Because if you don't do that, now you're going to wipe off the second one, and it wouldn't really, you can't get anywhere to transfer, right? So by now, our 2 minutes should be up. Should be washing it again, and then peeling it off. So we repeat the same process. Great. Great. So after transferring it, doing the toner transfer, my ferric chloride solution is ready. So I put it into it. Then I wait for about 10 minutes. So for 10 minutes we resume to show you the process. So after going through all the steps in the stage, this will be a final output, which looks pretty neat, not 100%, but looks very neat. So you can try it at home and you will get. So great. Thank you very much for watching this video. Kindly like and subscribe to this channel and look out this page for more. There will be more tutorials like this coming up. And let me know what you think about this video. Your suggestions and your comments are very much appreciated. Thank you.